Hello students, in this video lecture I am going to explain you how you can draw the Thevenin equivalent circuit for this particular circuit, and you need to determine the value of V high, means the voltage across this 220 ohm resistor. So first of all we need to draw the Thevenin equivalent circuit. So Thevenin equivalent circuit, it can be drawn in this way, means it should have one voltage source, one resistance, Thevenin resistance, and the load resistor. Now since we need to get the value of this resistor V1, means voltage across 20 ohm, so it means that our load resistance is 20 ohm and we need to get the Thevenin voltage and Thevenin resistance for this particular circuit, means for the circuit after removing this 20 ohm resistor. So our first task will be to calculate the value of this VTH. So to calculate the value of VTH, we simply remove the RL from this circuit and then we need to determine this VOC. So to determine the VOC for this particular circuit, what we can do, we can use the nodal analysis. So if we apply the nodal analysis at this particular node A, let us assume that there are current flowing through 45 ohm. Let the current be IA flowing away from the node. Let the current flowing through this 30 ohm, it be IB flowing away from node A. Current I2, as it is given in the circuit, it is flowing towards node A, and this current, dependent current source, let it be IC, it is flowing into the node A. So if I apply KCL at this node A, then I will get this equation, and substituting the value of IA, IB, IC and I2, I will get this equation. Now in this equation you can see that IA is equals to this VA, means the potential at A, minus this upon 45 resistance, plus IB is this VA minus this potential. Now you can see that the potential at this particular node, it will be equals to 100 volts, since 100 volt is directly connected at this particular node. So the potential at this particular node, it will be 100. So my expression, it will be VA minus 100 upon 30. After that, this IC. Now IC, it is given that it is equals to 0.02 V1, so I put it as it is. After that, this I2. Now the current I2, it is flowing from this node to A node. So the potential at this node, since this dependent voltage source 0.2 V3, it is directly connected to this particular node, so the potential over here, it will be 0.2 V3. So the current, since the current is flowing from this particular node to node A, so the current, it will be 0.2 V3 minus VA upon 50. So this will be our first equation. Now after that, if we see our circuit, then you will find that the value of this V3, since V3 it is a potential drop across 50 ohm, so the value of V3, it will be 50 I2. So this will become our second equation. Now after that, if I want to get the value of V1 is over here. So the value of this V1, it is nothing but it is equals to this 0.2 V3 minus 100. Why? Because you can see that across this V1, across this XY terminal, we have these two batteries, dependent voltage source and this 100 volt. So it is the reason that our value of V1, it will be equals to 0.2 V3 minus 100. So I put this value over here. Now this V3, we can replace this V3 with the value of V3 as 50 I2. So substituting value 50 I2 over here in place of V3, I will get 10 I2. So my equation, my expression for V1, it will be equals to 10 I2 minus 100, and this will be my third equation. Now after that what will be the expression for I2? Now as I2 is the current that is flowing from this particular node to node A, so the potential, or so the current I2, it will be this 0.2 V3 this 0.2 V3 minus VA upon 50. So my I2, it is this, and substituting the value of this V3 over here, I get this, and finally solving this equation, I get the value of, I get this expression in terms of VA and I2. So this will become my fourth equation. Now substituting the values in equation 1. Now equation this one, this equation, it can be rewritten as, we can substitute the value of this VA, we can substitute, like over here we have this VA, we have this V1, V3, VA. So we can substitute the value of VA with the expression in terms of I2. So I will get, like this VA, I replace it with this, then this V1 we substitute it with this expression, and after that this V3 I substitute it with 50 I2. So you can see it is 50 I2 over here, and VA is this. Okay, so substituting all these terms with respect to I2, I get this equation, and solving these equations, I will get the value of I2 as this, right? And once I get the value of I2, I can get the value of I1 using the expression that is there in equation 3, means this one, means V1 is 10 I2 minus 100. So substituting the value of I2 in this equation, I get the value of V1, right? And from this circuit you can see that our V1, it is nothing but it is, or VOC, it is equals to minus V1, because the polarity of V1 and VOC, they are opposite. So whatever value we are going to get for, we obtain for V1, means this one, VOC, it will be the reverse of it, and this will be my VOC, and this VOC is nothing but our VTH. So the value of VTH, it is 103.77. So let me put it in this graph. So 103.77 volt. This is my VTH. Now coming to this RTH. Now to calculate the RTH, what we need to do? In this given circuit, to calculate RTH, what we need to do? In this given circuit, we have to first remove this load resistor, and across this terminal XY, we need to determine the equivalent resistance. To determine the equivalent resistance, we need to short circuit all the independent voltage sources, we have to open all the independent current sources, and we have to keep all the dependent sources as it is. Okay, so means this voltage source, it will be short circuited. This and all the remaining sources, they are the dependent one, so we cannot do any change in them. So whenever we have the dependent source, so one way to get the value of RTH is to apply a source of 1 ampere. So if we apply a source of 1 ampere, then we need to calculate Vxy, and Vxy will be the it will be the potential drop across this 1 ampere, and then using the Ohm's law I can calculate this RTH equals to Vxy upon 1. 1 is the current source, so V upon I. So whatever will be the value of Vxy, that will be the value of RTH. So now my aim, I need to calculate RTH, and to calculate RTH I need to calculate Vxy. To get the Vxy, I can solve this method using the mesh analysis. So if I assume loop currents, let the loop current in this, let it be IA, IB, IC and ID. So with this loop currents, the effective current in this 45 ohm resistor, it will be IA. In this 30 ohm, it will be IB plus ID. In this 50 ohm, it will be ID, and that's all. So now if I want to write the KVL for this loop 1, loop A, so since loop A and loop B, it involves this dependent current source. So due to the presence of a current source, we cannot apply the KVL in these particular loops. So in this type of a case, we just combine the two loops to form a super mesh. So we are going to create a super mesh between A and B, and we are going to write a KVL equation for that. So writing the KVL equation for super mesh A and B, I got this equation: 5i2 minus 5i2 plus 45 into IA, then this 30 into IB plus ID equals to 0, and solving this equation I get this, and this will become my first equation. After that I am going to write a equation for a super mesh C and D. Why it is super mesh? Because if we see this particular C and D loop, this one, so you can see that there is a current source in between, and due to this current source we cannot write a KVL, so we form a super mesh of C and D. And then once we form a super mesh, then we can write a KVL equation. Writing the KVL equation, we will get this thing. And once we get this equation, we can, over here you can see we have this V3. So we can try to replace the value of V3 with some currents IA, IB, IC or ID. So let's see what can be the value of V3. So if we see this particular, you can see from here V3 is nothing but it is 50 I2 or ID, right? So our V3, it is 50 ID. So substituting the value of V3 over here, we get this equation, and solving this, finally we get this one, and this will become our second equation. After that, if we look at this 0.02 V1 current source, means this one, so you can see that this current is in the upward direction, and along with that, like you can see that IB current in this particular branch, IB current is there and IA current is there. So the effective current in this particular branch, it will be IB minus IA, and this current should be equal to the dependent current source value, right? So it means that our 0.02 V1 should be equals to IB minus IA. So same equation I put over here. Now over here we can try to replace this V1, so that like our final equation, it must be in terms of IA, in terms of loop current, IA, IB, IC or ID. So if we see our circuit diagram, then you will find that this V1 is over here. This is our V1, right? So this V1, it is nothing but it is 0.2 V3 because V1 it is a potential between this VD and this VC. Now since this VC it is grounded, it is reference node, over here we have this reference, right? So since this node X terminal it is connected with the reference node, so the potential over here it will be 0, whereas potential at this D node it will be 0.2 V3. So overall V1 will be equals to 0.2 V3, and substituting the value of this V3 in this we will get 10 ID. So our V1 is equal to 10 ID. So substituting this value over here we will get this equation, and this will become our third equation. Now similar to this 0.2 V1 current source, we have this 1 ampere current source, and for this also we can write a equation like this: IC plus ID equals to 1. Because if we see this particular 1 ampere, you can see that in this particular branch there are two effective currents, IC and ID, and the direction of both IC and ID, like they are opposite to 1 ampere, and since both are opposite, so it means that IC plus ID will be equals to 1. So we write it like this. So now you can see we get 4 equations, and we have 4 unknowns: IA, IB, IC and IP. So if we solve this equation simultaneously, we will get the value as this. So all the currents are coming out to be 0 and only IC is coming out to be -1. So now our main purpose, once we get the value of IA, IB, IC and ID, now we can calculate this VXY. Now you can see our VXY, it is nothing but it is a minus of V1. So it means I just need to calculate the value of V1. So we already determined that V1 is equals to 10 ID, right? So our value of ID that is obtained, it is 0. So it means that our V1 is also going to be 0, and if it is 0, then our VXY it is also going to be 0. So our VXY is 0. So now if I substitute the value of VXY in this equation, then I will get 0.1 means 0 ohm. It means that my RThevenin resistance, it is coming out to be 0 ohm. If I substitute the value of RTH over here, 0 ohm, so now I get the value of VTH, I get the value of RTH, I know the value of this RL. So now since my task is to determine the voltage, my task is to determine the value of this V1. So to calculate the value of V1, what I need to do? First I need to calculate the I that is flowing through this circuit. So to determine the I can use this formula: VTH equals to RTH plus RL. I will substitute the value 103.77 upon RTH is 0, RL is 20. So this will be my current, 103.77 20 ampere. After that, to calculate this VRL, means the voltage across this 20 ohm, I can use this formula, I into RL. So the value of I obtained is 103.77 into 20. RL, value of RL is 20. So I will get 103.77. So this is my voltage across this RL, and my V1, it will be minus of VRL. Why minus? Because you can see, if we see this terminal, then plus is at the X terminal and minus is at the Y terminal. So but over here in this particular diagram, you can see that at X minus is there and at Y plus is there. So it means that our V1 is opposite to that of the potential of VRL. So it is the reason that I put V1 is equal to minus VRL, and since VRL obtained is 103.77, so my V1 it will be equal to minus 103.77 volt, and this is my answer for the V1. And if you check with another video in which I solve this circuit using nodal analysis and mesh analysis, you will find that we get the same answer with different methods. So with this, I end this video. If you have any doubt, you can put it in the comment box, and do subscribe my channel. Thank you.